You can have the best strategy in the world and still blow up your account if you don't master risk management and psychology. Welcome to the final video in the Trifecta Trio trade plan series. We've covered the complete process, fundamentals, sentiment, and technicals, and now we're going to talk briefly about the part that actually keeps you in the game long term: risk management, psychology, and consistency. So let's start with stop loss placement. My stop loss placement varies, but here's my general rule. I usually take about 20 to 50% of the range of the zone that I'm trading and push the stop loss out beyond the distal line of that zone. You can see the red line at the bottom under the zone and nearby structure here on the chart. If there's a nearby swing high or swing low just beyond that normal placement, then I'll often incorporate that in it as well. The goal is to give the trade enough breathing room to operate. Sometimes price will chew through the zone a little and still work out in your favor. So if your stop loss is too tight, the market will take your money and then go in the direction you thought it was going to go anyway. Now, when it comes to how much risk you take per trade, start small, especially if you're newer. A mentor once told me, risk whatever the smallest amount your broker will allow at first. Make at least 10 trades at that level. It may take more, but only when you start seeing real consistency should you slowly start increasing your risk. So to keep the math simple, start at just 0.1% risk of your total account balance per trade. Get your 10 plus consistent trades in and then move up to 0.2%. Another 10 solid trades later, move up to 0.3% and so on. In other words, when you get bored making money at the current risk level, then you can increase. Most trading books say that the maximum risk per trade should be around 2%. Now that's true, but only for professionals who have already proven long-term consistency. Too many newer traders read that, and they think to themselves that they have permission to start at 2%. That is a fast way to blow up, my friends. Newer traders should ideally stay between 0.2 to 0.5% risk per trade for a good while, again, until that consistency starts to show. Now, my personal limit is 0.5%, and I may stay there for quite a while. But here's the key. Everybody has their own risk tolerance, so find yours and respect it. Now let's talk about the hardest part of trading, ladies and gentlemen, psychology. Now, I don't know the exact percentage, but having the right psychology is probably 80 to 90% of being successful at trading. The remaining 10 to 20% is following a proven system and sticking to your rules. It's good to read some books on human psychology so that you understand what really makes people tick. Retail traders do fall for the herd mentality all the time, buying when everyone is euphoric and selling when everyone is fearful. So understanding this fear and greed cycle helps you stay objective when the crowd is losing its mind. Now, here are the mental rules and journaling habits that I follow. I write down every single trade, wins and losses, along with detailed notes. In those notes, I explicitly answer, did I follow my main rules? Which odds enhancers supported the trade idea? On losses, which rules, if any, did I not follow? It's also best to review your trade journal often, at least every few trades or so. This will ensure that you're staying on track and following the rules that you yourself came up with. It would be silly not to listen to your own rules. This simple habit helps a ton, especially during small losing streaks. Now, if you follow the journaling process I just described, consistency will naturally follow. Consistency is what separates traders who last from traders who don't. And having a clear plan, managing risk properly, and reviewing your trades honestly are the three pillars that allow you to stay in the game long enough for the edge to actually play out. Trading is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, before we wrap up the series, I want you to figure out your personal why. And I'm not talking about the fundamentals why we discussed earlier in the series. I'm talking about your deeper personal reason for doing this. What makes you tick? What do you have a burning passion for? Is it taking better care of your family? Is it being able to fire your boss one day? Is it contributing to charities that matter deeply to you? Whatever it is, you need to keep that in front of you at all times. So I suggest creating a dream board and put it on your fridge. Leave a Post-it note on your bathroom mirror so you see it every morning when you brush your teeth for those positive reminders. Leave subtle reminders around so you constantly keep the main thing the main thing. It doesn't matter whether your passion is trading, becoming a doctor, a florist, or anything else for that matter. You have to have real passion for it. And trading is no different. And one more thing, watch out for the failure disease called Excuseitis. I first learned about Excuseitis from one of the first books that ever changed my life, The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. David Schwartz. Now, I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm married with children. I work too much and have no time. Whatever the excuse is, understand this, there are huge numbers of people who have reached their goals while dealing with far worse situations than yours. So don't let Excuseitis stop you from going after what you actually want. So this brings us to the end of the Trifecta Trio Trade Plan series. You now have the full system: fundamentals for the why, sentiment for confirmation, technicals for the win, and the risk management plus psychology to stay consistent. So if this series has helped you, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share it with other traders who might benefit. Drop a comment. Let me know what part of the series helped you out the most. Trade smart, protect your capital, and stay consistent. I'll catch you on the charts. Let's go.